have always been that kind of a person that कि कुछ तो अलग करना है. I want to do like a proper hero. It's like proper where I'm like a mainstream dharma style of a hero. Where me, trolls used to affect me. It does affect me still. मुझे ऐसा होता था कि मैंने एक बार कुछ पढ़ लिया and I would think whole night that यार इस बंदे ने ऐसा क्यों बोला. Especially जैसे आजकल क्या हो गया, everybody is an influencer. So अगर आपको दिख रहा है किसी लड़की की 18 साल में बहुत अच्छी बॉडी है and they are like we are all natural. It doesn't work like that. हर चीज का balance जरूरी है. You need to enjoy life also. You need to enjoy good food also. But at the same time, you need to be healthy. So my idea of fitness is not having a great body, but to be healthy.
Hello, this is Jaiveer Singh and today I am joined by very talented Akash for an exclusive conversation on Who's That 360 in TV. Hi Akash.
Hi, how are you, Jim?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very good and thank you so much for making me part of this and I'm really much looking forward for some cool conversation here.
You know, when we read about you on internet, we find model, turned actor, turned producer. So how do you define yourself?
Yeah, see, my journey has been a roller coaster ride. Like, if I look back to my journey, I would have never expected that a boy who grew in a middle class family, in a very small family, would come here and will be sitting right here in front of you and doing this amazing interview. So for me, it's a total roller coaster ride. But I think you know, जब आप छोटे होते हो when you're in your 10th class or 11th, 9th standard, so sometimes you have those vague dreams, right? That oh, one day I'm going to be on stage. Like you have those, you know, night scenarios where you're just having those imaginations. I always had these imaginations, and I never, I'm telling you, never in my wildest dream I thought that I will be here at this position because the family I come from, everybody is into police, into army, into judiciary. I myself was pursuing law, and everybody is a government officer. Nobody, I mean, एक्टिंग मॉडलिंग तो आप छोड़ दो, मतलब क्रिएटिव इंडस्ट्री से कोई कहीं तक लेना देना नहीं है. सो आई डोंट नो हाउ इट हैपेंड. आई थिंक आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन अ रिबेल. I have always loved attention. That was one thing which was constant. In school, I was the head boy. Then in college, I always used to do cultural activities. So I think that was constant. That I always love to be the center wherever I'm going. You know, I have loved that. You know, whenever I'm walking, attention is there something. And I have always been that kind of a person that कि कुछ तो अलग करना है life में. आपको ना हमसे हटके कुछ करना है. So that's what I always believed in. And once I was spotted by somebody and they were like, why don't you try modeling? And I laughed at them. I'm like, I have seen models, how they are like, you know, typically very tall, like 6'1", 6'2", and then chiseled body. And I really laughed at that person. And that time I was into public relations. I was working with one of the designer and where this one of the person from the agency spotted me. And bang on, they wanted me to participate in Mr. India. I was very scared. And it happened, and rest is history. I'm here today in front of you. So I think it is nothing less than a miracle, but also I think I manifested it in my most vague dreams, but I did.
You know, you mentioned that in your family, everybody is in a different sector.
Mostly government sector.
Government jobs.
Yeah.
So how did your family react when you
Oh my God. It was crazy. So my dad was very much against it. Very much against it. He wanted me to pursue the same career, judiciary or to, you know, civil services. I was preparing for it that time, and I was a studious kid. I got a bronze medal in my graduation. Then PG I did from Jamia, which is very hard to crack also. So I was a studious kid, and to tell them that okay, अब मुझे ये करना है, अच्छी खासी नौकरी कर रहा था मैं छोड़ के, and I was very upset. My mom, as how moms are, she always loves me, so she's like, whatever you want to do. So my sister helped me a lot. My dad didn't even speak to me for very long. When I shifted to Bombay, I didn't have any financial help. मेरे पास जो भी मेरे सेविंग्स थे जॉब के, मैं वो लेके आया था कि my dad was very much against it. And the only thing was my sister told me that you have a year, if you can prove yourself, I'm going to help you around if you need financial help just in case. And with grace of God, within 3 months I got my first project the moment I moved to Bombay, which is Mumbai now. So it was kind of surreal for me, but then my parents, as everybody's parent, didn't react nicely to it. Even worse for the relatives. As you always say, relatives are the worst. Some of my relatives will call my mom, "अरे कैसे मान गए जीसस जी, उनकी कुछ कहानी," or you know, all sort of bad things. Like, you know, they will want to feed them with all negative stuff. But then I feel that if you're determined and if you want to prove yourself right, it's ultimately, see, parents are never thinking bad of you. They want your secure future. And my dad was only scared that will this be a secure future? Will I be able to, you know, earn the kind of money which I can get through government? And now he's super happy. He probably tells everybody. So yeah, I think.
Okay, so you know, when you cracked your first project, what was his reaction?
So that was like, see, उस time मैं already job कर रहा था, तो I didn't tell him half of the things, to be very honest. I used to go for my work, I would do some little bit of projects here and there, do some shows. So for him it's like, चलो ठीक है, बहुत मस्ती में चल रहा है जो कर रहे हैं, because I was in Delhi that time. So till the time I was in Delhi, he was okay. The moment when I told him that I'm shifting to Mumbai and I'm leaving my job, which was a well-paid job at that time, that when things got a little bit tough. So yeah.
You know, अभी everybody is entering this field.
Oh yeah.
Content creation बोल दो, influencers बोल दो.
Social media is
social
big part of it,
social media, you know, or acting में. So do you feel pressure to stay in this race or to stay relevant?
I think not just me, everybody feels pressurized in today's time to be relevant, because staying relevant is not easy. It's very honest. People do all sort of things, and especially when I started, social media wasn't there. Like, it was not prevailing. It was there, but it was not like you can use it as a medium to showcase your talent. Literally, we have
To earn as well.
yeah, to earn as well. मतलब हम लोग को लाइनों में लग के auditions देने होते थे, and there was a cutthroat competition. Now, because of social media, there's too much of pressure. Also, people are so aware about grooming. They are so much aware about how to dress, what to wear. So in my time, out of 100, there'll be 10, 15 guys who know, how to groom, how to go to gym. Now every guy you see has a good body. Every guy you see has a good face, well groomed. So definitely there is competition, but I just feel that if you're confident in yourself, right, you don't have to try really hard. Like if you see my Instagram, I don't have too much of followers. I have somewhere around 400 followers, and I don't really intend to increase them also by doing various things. I still score brands, I still get projects. So I think if you're true to your work, and if you're not trying too hard, and you have that confidence in yourself, you will be relevant no matter what. But yes, definitely there is always pressure when you see these but new generation who's very good with editing, very good with all sort of things. You feel like, "Arey, hum kaise karenge?" But then I think it's all in destiny.
But you mentioned about followers, number of followers, but it's all followers game.
Yeah.
So how do you see that?
See, in today's time, like I see when I get called for a lot of shows and stuff also, the first thing we ask is Instagram. Aapke kitne followers hain? Now, thankfully, I have relevant number of followers, but also I'm not increasing every year, or like I'm going viral, because मुझे ये होता है कि मैं कुछ ऐसा नहीं डालूंगा which I don't resonate with. Like, I will, like, as I told you, like, I cannot do a lot of content around too much of dancing. Do I love dancing? But I don't want to show my profile all about that. Like, I'm an actor. I'm somebody who endorse luxury lifestyle and travel. That's all my Instagram is about. And there are a lot of people who will not relate to it, and they will not follow me, right? But then there are people who would relate to me and will follow me. So the following game is it's very much prevalent right now in reality shows also. You will see आपके जितने followers हैं सब आपको cast करते हैं, irrespective of talent and irrespective of what work you have done. So I think it's kind of unfair, but I also feel the creatives are responsible for this. I think they have gone into that track कि अरे followers के हिसाब से उठाओ, but they don't realize that audience really want to see more than followers. Like आप कई बार followers वाले लोग ले आते हो वहाँ पर, but then they have nothing to give to you. They have all they can do is get the audience. You will get your numbers increased, but what about the show? What about the niche of the show? The reason why the show was created. So I think somewhere in the crux of followers, people are missing the essence of talent and everything.
Talent is getting neglected.
I think so. I personally feel that, because you see, I'm adding to it, there are a lot of OG actors who, when I was a kid, I used to watch. And they still have like 10, 15k followers, 20k. One of these biggest Marathi singers, I love her songs, Uber Sang, Aika Dajiva. I was just seeing her followers 25k, and she's one of the biggest Marathi singers. Does that mean that she's somebody smaller? No, she's one of the biggest in industry right now. So people who have talent, they will not care about followers. But then in today's time, that's how the industry has become, so we can't help it.
Earlier with the immersion of OTT, everybody have options.
Yeah.
If you are not getting Bollywood films, that's okay. You can do OTT project. Do you feel that it has given more opportunities to the outsiders specifically?
Again, मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना, जो whole debate होता है वाली बात, outsider insider वाला, I am an outsider totally, but I never will get into it. I think आपको जिसको जो काम मिलना है ना वो मिले, ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. The only thing is the people who come from the industry, they get a little edge that उनको maybe audition ना देना पड़े, but ultimately your talent will take you ahead. Now coming to your question that OTT से क्या लोगों को ज़्यादा काम मिल रहा है, I think opportunities are more, but also it has a vast diversity of actors it asks for. Earlier when there was TV, like I'll give you this incident, when I joined TV, अपने पास auditions आते थे, there used to be a typical line looking for fair, good looking, upmarket, so वो उस हिसाब से हमने अपने आप को groom करा. अभी that goes against you in OTT. If you are upmarket, very good looking, they will not take you. I have been rejected many times that you cannot look poor on screen. You want somebody who's very बहुत मतलब normal दिखे. तो कई बार क्या होता है कि एक ना वो एक दौर आता है, एक पॉइंट था कि जो प्रॉपर ग्रूम्ड एक्टर्स थे उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा स्पेस था. राइट नाउ द हाउ वी से इट द रियलिस्टिक एक्टर्स उनके लिए स्पेस है. So I would not say that a lot of opportunities have come because OTT may be also the actors who are very good with their craft, but also at the same time look very real are getting great chances. But people who have groomed themselves according to the norms of the industry, they are not getting chances. A lot of my friends have not got work. So I think it's like kind of mix. I would not say that बहुत chances बढ़े हैं. उतना ही आपको TV में काम मिल सकता है, उतना ही आपको OTT में मिल सकता है. And movies is a little hard, but of course you can.
But you mentioned that you do not want to get the debate of outsider and insider.
Yeah.
But many times the
Yeah.
TV actors have spoken about favoritism of
Yeah.
particular producers or directors. Do you feel that?
See, favoritism is in every industry. ठीक है. आपको favoritism मैंने भी face करा हुआ है. It happens. Now there are only two things. Either you can get better about it and क्या रे यार उसको favor कर दिया ये, or you can just walk off कि भाई ठीक है इसको ये favor कर रहा है. I will find my niche. I'll find my sort of directors. I'll find my production houses who will give me work. But favoritism is definitely there. But I don't feel bad about it. It's part of every industry, and who's getting favored, it's their privilege. उनका फायदा हो रहा है. Simple सी बात है. अगर हमें नहीं मिला, if I was being favorited by somebody, then I would have enjoyed it. So why not?
Any dream role Akash is literally dying to have.
Dream roles are बहुत सारे हैं, but then I whenever I get auditions and whatever role I have done, I have always been called for these negative leads and more like a grey characters, dark shade. I want to do like a proper hero. It's like proper where I'm like a mainstream dharma style of a hero, whereas like more romantic.
But do you feel your features are responsible?
Yeah. Like so majorly when I enter somewhere, so I always people perceive me as somebody who will be like a kind of snob, kind of
snooty.
I always get those roles where I'm playing like a very like a bratty rich businessman or something.
Yeah.
But I want to do something which is very mainstream, very massy. Like a proper hero material. Be it TV also. Not I'm saying that I want to do movies, but even for TV also, I want to do something which is, which audience connect with, which is loved by audience. Rather than I would happily do a character where people hate me. So that's kind of a appreciation for my acting. But I also want to do a character where people love me and relate.
When we talk about social media, there is another aspect to social media which is online scrutiny.
Yeah.
Definitely there is going
trolls.
to be, if you have trolls, you can say that if you have posted a picture like flaunting your abs, they're gonna comment.
Of course.
So what's your take on those trolls?
See, trolls, I'm a person, I'm an overthinker, right? So for me, trolls used to affect me. It does affect me still. मुझे ऐसा होता था कि मैंने एक बार कुछ पढ़ लिया and I would think whole night that यार इस बंदे ने ऐसा क्यों बोला? How can somebody write something bad about some? And one thing is there, आप social media पे कुछ भी डालो. You do good, you do bad, you do nothing. People will still there will be a section of industry who will always audience who will always criticize you. Now earlier it used to affect me a lot. It has taken a toll on my mental health. I would reply also and then they will reply. But then now when I have become more calmer person and when more about life, I feel that why are these people true? Who are they? Are they going to affect me? I am nicely, and then I get into this little mode that I am nicely doing a project. I earn good amount in my life. I have a full comfort of my life. I have everything I want. This is probably somebody, let me think from his end, that probably is making very less in his life. He's so bitter about whatever is happening around. Probably have issues in family. Probably इसकी बीवी आके इसको सुनाती होगी कि भाई घर पे पैसे नहीं आ रहे हैं या कुछ नहीं हो रहा. So there's so much going, and where will they put out that? So they see somebody who they want to be but they can't be. So उनकी आप प्रोफाइल पे जाके लिखो. आप कभी भी ट्रोल्स में देखना somebody who's very successful, somebody who's doing well, they are not writing anything under anybody's post. It's always the people you will see who are bitter and unsuccessful. Like I always say that social media is a platform where the most successful people are trolled by the unsuccessful people. So I always give that explanation to myself. I'm like, let them be. I'm gonna do what I'm doing, but they can keep trolling me, and I'm gonna sip my coffee and just chill about it. Whatever it is, yeah.
So tell us a bit about your fitness regime.
Fitness, so yeah, I have been into fitness a lot. I was somebody, when I started my gym journey, it started as a defense mechanism. I was very thin. I was bullied a lot in school and college. Like I was 51 kgs at this height. So I was very skinny. So it was like a defense mechanism, how I started. And it became like एक nasha जैसा हो जाता है ना कि जो आपको ग्रूम होते हुए अपने आप को देखते हैं. तो वहाँ से वो सब शुरू हुआ. That's how I got into industry because I changed my personality. Right now because of work I don't work out a lot. I work out like 3 to 4 days a month. I believe in moderate dieting. मुझे नहीं लगता कि आपको बहुत extreme diet करना है. हर चीज का balance जरूरी है. You need to enjoy life also. You need to enjoy good food also. But at the same time, you need to be healthy. So my idea of fitness is not having a great body, but to be healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have worked with a lot of stars.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite co-star and why?
Co-star favorite.
That's a tricky question.
Okay, I think I'll be trolled for this. So for me, I don't have any favorite co-star. Rather, मेरी किसी co-star से बनी ही नहीं है. Like we always have that kind of animosity on the set. None of my co-stars there whom I can call over my Diwali party or anything. Nothing at all. Because see, my problem is I don't call somebody my friend that easily. I think friend or friendship is a very heavy word. You cannot give it to everybody. I call them my colleagues, and with colleagues I maintain a professionalism. अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है ना, हमारी इंडस्ट्री का एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर आप प्रोफेशनलिज्म की चीज बोल रहे हो, प्रोफेशनल बोल दो हो जाओ, तो आपके ऊपर एक टैग लग जाता है एरोगेंट का या स्नॉब का. बिकॉज आई एम अ पर्सन, अगर मेरा 9 बजे कॉल टाइम है, I'll be there at 8:55, I'll get ready, I'll be on the set, I'll do my take, I'll come back to my vanity. मेरे से वो फालतू की ही नहीं कर सकता मैं. Because I don't want somebody to cross over that line of professionalism. Because जब actors के बीच में वो चीज हो जाती है ना, so they start making fun of each other, which I don't want to do set. So for me it is like I'll do my work, I'll come back. So इसी वजह से मेरी बहुत actors से बनी नहीं है, और I don't have any friends whom I have worked with. And see, it's one thing. आज आप एक शो कर रहे हो, 6 महीने बाद दूसरा करोगे, आप कितनी friendships कैरी करोगे? Ultimately, your friends are somebody who you can sit with, you can be vulnerable with. I cannot be vulnerable with my co-actor because let me tell you this thing very honestly, no actors are friends. People say that we are pally with each other. They always have competition. They will always have some sort of, that cold vibe going on. किसके पास कौन सी गाड़ी है, इसने क्या पहना हुआ है. They always have that. कि इसको क्या award मिल गया. Always it's there. So I prefer to keep myself away from that and have my mental peace and be professional. काम करो around. That's it.
One tip you would like to give about social media?
Social media, like as in to users or to people who are on social media, like to viewers or what?
Both the way.
So to viewers, I'll say that, which is a very common thing आपने बहुत लोगों से सुना होगा, that don't believe what you see on social media. What people are telling you is absolutely bullshit, if I can say that. Especially जैसे आजकल क्या हो गया, everybody is an influencer. So अगर आपको दिख रहा है किसी लड़की की 18 साल में बहुत अच्छी body है, and they're like, we are all natural. It doesn't work like that. We have been there. And then there are people like, oh, I'm all natural, I don't have any filters and fillers. No, they have invested like 3 hours to make that picture happen or that video happen. So don't believe and don't feel yourself, put yourself into that misery that अरे यार इसकी इतनी अच्छी physique है, ये इतना अच्छा कमाता है, whatever. Don't get into that. And the people who are on social media, like as the content creator, somebody, I would say just be authentic. That's what I do. Maybe you will not get followers, but you will get quality followers. That's very important, and you will get brands also.
Okay, so one myth you would like to break about the industry?
Oh, definitely. That you get work by networking and partying. Nobody gives you work while you're having alcohol with them. They're just gonna be pally with you. They're gonna talk to you. They're gonna be nice to you. The moment you're gonna call them next morning, they'll be like, "Who are you?" So no, you will never get work when people say ना क्या पार्टियों में जाओ, network करो, ये करो, वो करो, कुछ नहीं होता. आपका talent, आपका merit ही आपको काम दिला सकता है. Even your closest people, if there's a project coming and they will call me, "Hey, can I give audition for them?" They are the ones who will tell you not to do that. So this is one myth I'll tell you, that partying and chilling around with people will not get you.
When we talk about skincare, the boys do not do. There is a myth and there is a saying, let's not do skincare. But you deal with makeup, skincare, camera. So one skincare tip you would like to give to all the boys out.
So I think first thing to start with, I don't think it's a myth anymore. Everybody is doing skincare, especially the new generation, the Gen Z.
Sure.
They are very much into skincare. That's why the brands are working, right? That's why they're selling. But thanks to YouTube and other platforms, that everybody is Insta doctor right now will tell you 100 things. Exactly. So सबने बताया होगा आपको sunscreen use करना है, सबने बताया होगा niacinamide और retinol सब use करना है. I'll give you 2 very basic advice for people. First, know your skin. That is very important, that you have oily skin or whatever, because most of the time we do mistake कि हमें अपना skin type ही नहीं पता and we use the products and it will lead to acne. Second, always use a fresh towel when you are washing your face. Always use a fresh towel. That's very important, which a lot of people don't follow.
Okay, so at the end, just give one piece of advice to the creators and the actors.
Okay, so I think I would like to give three. One will be too less of it. First of all, is that know your worth. That's very important. Like when we start our career, we are so desperate to take work. So a lot of time people exploit you. So never work for free. Never take any role you feel like कि अरे आप ले लेता because you will regret it in future. What if 3 years later you become some big actor and then you look back, it becomes a big problem. Secondly, whenever you earn whatever you're doing, whichever project you get, अगर आप 50,000 रुपए मिल रहा है, put that 10-20,000 separate, invest into things because this industry is very unstable. There will be time when you will not have work, and that's when the financial instability happens. That's exactly when the problem arises. So that's very important. And third, and the most important, which I mentioned earlier also, don't compare your journey with anybody else. Don't think कि अगर मेरे friend को ये काम मिल गया तो मुझे क्यों नहीं मिला, and then you become bitter and jealous. It's not gonna work. Focus on yourself. Whatever you have, focus on that. Focus on your journey. See that wherever you are a year back and where are you now and where you want to be a year later. I think that's very important because when you start comparing yourself, you're gonna be in a very bad mental state, and an artist cannot be in that position if you want to perform.